I'm from New Orleans for real. I'm from New Orleans for real. I'm from New Orleans for real. Tired of being sick and tired, nigga, you got a problem with me getting high, suck big dick and die. Same rhyme phrase, get me paid, they can't fade the tension, pain with the. You like man, it's right. Any job I rap, put New Orleans on the map. You brush your teeth, you on them hoes, you got them reeds on your feet with your bowls.
EJ in the Jets bought 2 Trigger Mans and Brown Beat. Now you can pop that pussy in the middle of the street.
Well, I feel that it's about that time. You king of the funky reggae crime. Say you got to be Bella, got to be Bella, got to say.
If it ain't real, it ain't me. If I ain't told my steel, I might get killed on my streets. If you're from the NO, you know what I'm talking about. Send me to jail, I post bail, I'ma make it out. If it ain't real, it ain't me. If I ain't told my steel, I might get killed on my streets. If you're from the NO, you know what I'm talking about. Send me to jail, I post bail, I'ma make it out.
What up with it? What up with it? Supreme Beats Boxing Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. This is something new. I like to call this Crescent City Convos. Y'all been introduced to my homeboy Drew Bayham. You know what I'm saying? And Scoop the Barber. You know what I'm saying? These two are New Orleans finest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know where I'm from. Got that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they from there too, though. You know what I'm saying? So we in here heavy. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm talking about. So, we're going to start this. This is basically New Orleans debate show. So where we find different topics to debate about that the city has conversations about. And definitely on top of that, motherfucking, you know, we from here. So we like to give back. You know what I'm saying? Give back to the city. And people who not from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? You know, give y'all something that y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know too much about as well. Okay, so this week, you know what I'm saying, as the first episode, I wanted to do a versus battle. I wanted to do a movie versus. I wanted to do I'm Bout It versus Baller Blockin. Now, I'm Bout It is definitely a New Orleans classic. It was one of the first hood rap movies to put the city on the map. And it definitely went underground platinum. And it's definitely a hood classic. Baller Blockin as well. It came a little bit after that, but they did the same thing for their side, and definitely represented well with Baller Blockin as well. So I had a couple different categories. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Neutral Grounds too, because Neutral Grounds gave me the idea to run with this idea with these two movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? I definitely fuck with Neutral Grounds Media. Okay, so the first topic I had was a story. Between the two movies, Drew, who you think had a better story, and why?
You want Drew?
Yeah. Go ahead, Drew. He froze on us. Oh, he froze on us.
Uh-oh. Is that me?
Yeah, you froze. You can hear. Okay, there you go. You back.
Yeah, I froze.
Yeah, it froze.
All right. No, I mean, for me, the storyline that should have been the best, you know, should have been Baller Blockin. You know what I mean? Because they had the most potential to kind of go where they needed to go. You know, but you know, I'm gonna give it to Baller Blockin just because, you know, the storyline had like a lot of yet to be desired, which I think was a good thing. Okay. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, just telling, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, why? You know, it's like, if you can kind of figure out a way to develop it. You know, they left out a number of things, you know, even though they left out a number of things, it was just kind of like, all right, I can kind of see where this is going. But at the same time, I was still kind of like, all right, so what about this? What about that? You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those situations that I just like, all right, you know, I wouldn't mind watching the second installment. I wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? So when I think of just storyline, and it's just how does it develop through the through the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Okay. So the fact that they left it open ended for part 2 is what really sold it for you. Versus with I'm Bout It, Master P job like riding off into the sunset after he killed Friendly or whatnot.
Right. You know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm Bout It was just so. I ain't say Hollywood typical. You know, the ending was so Hollywood typical, but it was. You know, because you know they were trying to kind of find that happy ending. You know, that kind of went with it. You know, which kind of completed it. You know, so you know, but with Baller Blockin, you just know that the story don't really end there. You know, you just kind of be like, all right, what we got next week, or what we got, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, we already know there's gonna be there's some new foes in this whole, you know, ordeal, that type of shit, you know.
Okay. Well, it was more like
what you had, Scoop?
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say?
It was more like on my end.
Okay.
You know, it is, and my reason for saying this is, regardless of it coming out first, I feel like Baller Blockin had a little something to feed on. The acting wasn't really on point, but you got the story. And the basic storyline was you have a squad that came together, and you had one solid person that kept them going. And in the process of all of that, they're showing you a way to get out of the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of both of them having a say-so about each movie, it says a lot about their character, and me knowing them personally, you know what I'm saying? It makes all the sense in the world. Okay. You know, you have one person that they live day by day, they hustle on, they make money in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way of life the majority of the time in New Orleans, but on the flip side of it, you had somebody that thought outside the box. They still had to get it in the mud. They still had to handle it, control everybody that was around them, and it's all kind of obstacles that you come across when you're dealing with the streets. You know, of course. But all in all, it's like you can't necessarily say that they wouldn't have a part 2 to About It. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I mean, that's not. It wasn't a thing. It's just like it just didn't. It's just kind of like this is. I'm About It still represents kind of like the happy ending. Yeah. You know, versus you know some couple of cops getting caught up. Yeah. You know, being taken down because you already know that there was, you know, there's already some. You know, kind of like it's just kind of like I already knew. It's like, all right, well, we already knew there's some cats in that hood that was, you know, gonna be like the next, you know, to give them some shit. You know what I'm saying, like that. In Baller Blockin. So I just, you know, I know, you know, it's literally still a toss up, right? But I just kind of went the Baller Blockin way because I was like,
okay.
Ain't no problem.
Okay, so look, this what I got. This what I got from it, right? I like Baller Blockin. I like the way that they came up, and the way they did the storyline. But comparing that to I'm Bout It had more reality in it with P and his brother and all those factors. And me personally, I think that Baller Blockin would have been so much more better, in my opinion, if they would have kept it with the original Hot Boys. Right. If they would have did something paying homage to the original Hot Boys, I think it would have did what they was trying to do and put that gangster element into it, and I think that's what have made it. That's what have put it over the top. So I'ma personally have to give it to I'm Bout It with that category. You know what I'm saying? Of story. Next category. Production. Scoop. What you got on production? Who had the better production and why?
Production, man, I honestly feel like I gotta give it to Baller Blockin. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought a little bit more to. How can I even put it? Like it grabbed more of your attention. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with About It, it looked like something that I ain't gonna say that we could have put together. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we would have did a little better. But you know, it's just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the only reason why a lot of people jumped on About It because they had a lot of talk about New Orleans way before they actually had the opportunity to see it on camera, see it in a movie. You know what I'm saying? So it drew a lot of people to it. Now, the results of them after they saw it, who knows? But a lot of people watched it just to see what was going on in New Orleans and how we've been living, because they've been thinking about the murder capital, and they've been hearing about it so long, but to actually hear or see somebody put it, you know what I'm saying, like in a movie, it makes a big difference. So that's why a lot of people was drawn to it, like just the name of it.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Drew, what you got? Production. Who is better?
Well, no, once again, I had to give it to Baller Blockin, pretty much, you know, mainly because they were able to kind of piggyback off of just the thought and the vibe of, you know, New Orleans, and just gritty and raw. You know, that dichotomy it was easier for them to have a better production of putting the whole thing together. Okay. You know, it's just, I mean, like I said, it's much easier. The door's already been kicked in.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like all you got to do is, you know, make sure you just got the bread ready, and you're gonna get the quality, you know, that you were kind of searching for, especially that was accessible at the time, because back then you still had to have a couple mil to like put something together. It wasn't cheap. Nope. So you still, you know, I give that, like I said, I get it to Baller Blockin only because they were able to piggyback off of it. Even though I'm you know, it's laughable for me, but the raw grit of I'm Bout It still has its, you know, presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So with me, right? Like you said, the raw grit of I'm Bout It is just so beautiful. I think that's what captures New Orleans in the whole, is that raw grit of I'm Bout It. But if I have to give it to production, Baller Blockin came out a couple years later, man. They had better cameras. They had everything ready, set up. You know what I'm saying? It looked like Pete filmed his shit, and he just filmed it. And if the police came, he turned the camera off, and it looked like Baller Blockin had city permits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the difference. It looked like, and to give Pete credit, you know what I'm saying? It looked like Pete said, "I'm motivated to do a movie. Fuck it, let's grab the camera. We gonna shoot this hoe." And Baller Blockin said, you know what I'm saying, Universal said, "Yo, we give y'all $3 million to shoot a movie."
Exactly.
That's what, you know what I'm saying? So that's the two differences to me as well. But when the motherfucker give you that type of money to shoot a movie and all that extra shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to give Baller Blockin, you know what I'm saying, that one for sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, without a problem. Okay. The next one, casting. Yeah. Drew, who you had better for the casting? I'm Bout It or Baller Blockin?
Actually, you know, I'm Bout It.
Okay.
I think, you know, the cast of characters who are actors. You know what I mean? When I'm looking at like casting, I don't care how real you are. It's like, you know, this is acting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not necessarily trying to be so real. You're just trying to be authentic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I believe that like Pete was able to just choose a better cast. You know, even though the production wasn't there, it's like, but the casting and the acting choices that, you know, they made and that type of thing, I think it made it, you know, it kind of gave it an authenticity that it needed. You know, as opposed to Baller Blockin, you know, you have. I'm not going down it because it's not a thing to down, but when you have, you know, a cast of comedians trying to be, you know, real and funny at the same time, you know, it's you know, it kind of takes away from when you're trying to be funny and you give a punchline, you know, it doesn't hit as hard, you know, as, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's like, if it's coming from a bona fide actor.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I think, and like I said, I think just the actors did a better job. The cast did a better job of acting in I'm Bout It versus Baller Blockin. And my thing is, bro, and we rap stars, and I love them to death. But some of them can't read a line, dog. Like just some of them they got a hard time reading that line, bro. So it's like
Yeah.
So it's like but I understand that like the limitations that like a lot of cats had is like you didn't have a director who could sit you down and y'all can go through this shit like you need to go through. So it's, I still give the scale weight to I'm Bout It.
Well, yeah, I'll do the same.
Yeah. What you got, Scoop?
On my end, it's like I said, with them playing a part in the actual movie itself,
right?
You never really had that opportunity for a real director to get in there and grab hold of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at movies like that, you're looking at it through their eyes, from their vision. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have Pete and how he delivers. Like it was a nice storyline. You know what I'm saying? But based on how it was edited, it'll make you look like, man, why they did that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get to this point?
Right.
But like even with Baby on their end, you look at how everything was laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it made sense because they had that to piggyback off.
Right.
And I know it was like, well, damn, they did it like this. I want to do it a little better.
Yeah.
Because they have like a clear vision, But like I said, I give it to I'm Bout It because you look at the people that were in the movie. You know what I'm saying? The people that they chose to be in the movie, it helped the storyline a little better. Like it helped push it along.
Right.
Dealing with some of the cats that were on Baller Blockin, I feel like it was still in the process of growing with acting. You know what I'm saying? In the show. So I give it to I'm Bout It again.
Okay. In my opinion, I disagree with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for me, you know what I'm saying? I picked Baller Blockin. I thought that, and I went for the big names in picking a cast. I'm Bout It had Mac 10, and they had the great old lady. I forget. I don't know her name. The great lady from 227. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she was definitely a staple in I'm Bout It. She played her ass in that joint. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was funny. No bullshit. Yeah. But I think T.K. Kirkland and A.J. Johnson really carried I'm Bout It. And spending the money. I know it costs a little bit more to have a cast like that of that nature. And they kept it. They try to keep it cash money. You know what I'm saying? As well as how P did with I'm Bout It, because the whole roster was in the movie. So I kind of excluded that because P got the bigger roster. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Of course he was going to put more people in it. But I think, like I said, I just think T.K. Kirkland and A.J. Johnson, to me, you know what I'm saying, is what sold me on the casting. So that's what I had with that one. Humor. What you had? Which one was more funny to you, Scoop?
I would say I'm Bout It.
I'm Bout It was more funny.
Yeah, to me. Okay. To me, I would say that. Like the little skit that you was talking about with the older lady. You know what I'm saying? As far as her lighting up in the cab.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying? It stuck out and it just made me laugh because I'm thinking about how we think in New Orleans, like stuff that'll catch our attention and be like, that shit was crazy. That was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some things that make us laugh, may catch people off guard, like, man, I didn't get it. Yeah, we get it though. Mm-hmm. You have to be either from New Orleans or affiliated with somebody that's from here. You know what I'm saying? In order to get a lot of the stuff.
Okay, Drew, what you got? Which one was more funny to you?
Well, I'm gonna go with I'm Bout It, and I go for I'm saying it for a different reason.
Okay.
In Baller Blockin, they try to get T.K. Kirkland and AJ to like be that comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just weren't in the position to be the comic relief. You know what I'm saying? Because like the one-liners and like the script that they had, I guess, you know, it's like they didn't really have a chance to be the funny people that they are.
Right.
You know. Now, what was funny to me, and I say, you know, what was humorous to me, you know, was like the Baller Blockin scene when your boy taking the checks from the mail, you know, but you shot your boy to the checks from the mailman.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, I was like, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, you try to make it so gangster. It's humor. Right. It's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, so it's like those type of things, you know, and that's the reason why I just give it to about it, because it was a more like organic, like it was naturally written in the script, and you know, and it gave the actors, you know, their chance to be humorous in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Naturally humorous, you know. So it's kind of like whoever was writing it was like, I'm gonna write this joke for this specific person because I know they can fulfill that, you know.
Okay.
You know, and comparatively, you know, just go random, you know, AJ was much better, like, you know, in his comedic, you know, when he was more natural in his comedic setup with I Got the Hookup more than Baller Block. So it's kind of like, you know, that's why I say, you know, I'm picking about it just because I think the jokes were written specifically for the people to make those jokes. You know,
yeah.
You know, it's like and that's the thing that and I think Baller Blockin, which is kind of scripted, you know, not necessarily scripted for the comedians to actually be funny.
Okay. Well, with me, I ain't gonna lie, y'all just changed me up with that one because it was certain parts I didn't think about. I had picked Baller Blockin because TK is funny and AJ Johnson is one of the funniest motherfuckers I know. And like I said, I salute Neutral Grounds because when he picked the movie battle, he put I Got the Hookup versus Baller Blockin. They got both got AJs, so you got to cancel shit out. So that's why I like these two because it was their first movies. You know what I'm saying, coming out. You know what I'm saying, in a whole. But now that I think about it, I do got to roll with About It because they got natural comedy, and the comedy that they got, anybody could have played. A three-legged dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get some crutches for that dog, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Dope Fiend Willie is one of the funniest motherfuckers in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dope Fiend Willie pulled out a glass and said, "Let me drink with you." You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? The older lady from 227. Pulled a knife out on Dope Fiend Willie. I cut you long, sharp, deep, and wide. What the fuck you do? You know what I'm saying? Like all that. Man, I don't know, man. You got. I'm gonna have to get that time about it, man. Cause that shit was funny, man. And like I said, that's that natural New Orleans funny. You know what I'm saying? I gotta agree with Scoop. Everybody else might not laugh. We over here dying in the corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Relatability. You know what I'm saying? Which one was more relatable in your opinion, Scoop?
I'm kind of like torn between them. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have to go with something that I can relate to, I can relate to people. I can relate to that story, you know, based upon my background and stuff like that. You know, it's more how can I put it? It's more appealing to me. You know, I look at my past, I look at a couple of my people and where they came from, and they turned negative to positive, you know.
Yeah.
And then they had a vision that they made a reality. You know, you look at Pete right now, you know what I'm saying? He's still doing his thing, bro. He started from right, I ain't gonna say before that movie because, you know what I'm saying, he was moving before that, but from the time he came on the scene to the world, not for us, you know what I'm saying, but to the world, he been proving them wrong from day one.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot of people counting them out, but they're not really looking at this is where they mess up at. they look at what he shows opposed to what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like dealing with me. I don't show it all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you will definitely see it later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how I am. You know what I'm saying? With Baby on the other end, as Baby do, Baby show. You know what I'm saying? You have the opportunity to allow people to baller block you because you're putting everything on the table.
Right.
That
Perfect.
Points back to what I was saying as far as like both people, them playing a part in the movies, and what they choose to show in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just putting all your cards on the table with baller blocking, and you're allowing the person to come in and, you know what I'm saying, put that monkey wrench in. But with Pete, you know he has one goal, but you don't know the plans and the steps that he takes to get to that goal. Right. He has to adjust. Every time you turn around, he has to adjust. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I'll give it to Pete, fam.
Okay. Drew, what you got?
Yeah. I'm going the same way, only for a different reason. It's like I think the relatability to baller blocking is literally just ingrained in, you know, what we believe is gangster. I mean, and if we want to get into how many of us really were into that lifestyle, you know, it's a lot fewer than we would think. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, as I said in my interview, it's like, man, like I grew up in Punch Train Park. I ain't know shit about that until I started playing in the brass band. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's not that I didn't know anything about it, but I just didn't know anything to just be in that area and just, you know, I just knew there were certain places I couldn't go because I'm not, you know, it's like I'm not a gangster. I'm not in that lifestyle, so to speak. I've never been in that lifestyle, you know, but I can relate to, you can always relate to somebody like P and, well, you know, just that, the character and Bout, because it's all of us. Yeah. Anybody who has their own business deals with the same stuff that, you know, like in the storyline, deals with the same things.
A successful business.
It's successful business, yeah. Successful business.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, but to be honest with you, sometimes, even if the business ain't successful, if it look like it's successful, if it offers the illusion that it's successful,
you know what I'm saying? That's when everything changed up, you know. Perfect example, you deal with certain people that may have businesses down here in New Orleans, right? Mm-hmm. And it hurts to say it at times, because I've been around it from time to time, where you have this person that puts on a facade like the business is successful, and in reality, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? They got to go from week to week in order to make that thing work.
Right.
You're really keeping it open just so you won't look like you fake.
Right.
So if one thing happens, everything crumbles up. It's going to be like a domino effect. You know, that's why I speak on it like that. You know, if it ain't going on like that with me, I'm not stuck like this.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
I agree with both of y'all, man. I think our body was more relatable to me, just off the strength that you always have. In this case, it was Pete brother. You always have the partner or the friend that goes awry and start doing some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always some type of death. I didn't really get, if New Orleans at that time is the murder capital, you know what I'm saying, I didn't get the close to home death from Baller Blockin. So that right there, you know what I'm saying, it was a strike against them in this category. Mia X breaking down after motherfucking Corey got killed, you know what I'm saying? All that shit is relatable. The second line after that, all that shit is relatable. You know what I'm saying? Right. To me, I seen. I mean, I give Baller Blockin points, you know what I'm saying, with certain things as far as, you know what I'm saying, how the cricket cops was rolling in
But like I said, if you didn't live that lifestyle,
that's true too. That's true too.
Which majority of us weren't.
Nah.
So it's not as relatable.
But to me though, with that lifestyle, to me, I was always told that every hustler's ambition is to get out the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm about it. P was trying to get out the game. You know what I'm saying? His wife had talked to him about getting out the game. He was ready to make the one last score, get out the game. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? In Baller Blockin, these niggas just scored 2 tons in the movie end. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I can't relate. I'm just saying, these niggas got 2 tons of some shit. The police chasing them through the cemeteries and shit. I can't relate. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm just so I'm gonna have to give it to
I look at the reality of things.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was at with it too. Okay, so then
yeah, I guess where I'm at with it, you know what I'm saying, with where I'm at in my life right now is more like I got to look at the reality of things and apply to my life, because in reality we have like the youngsters that's looking up to us and that's following everything. If you pick out Baller Blockin, right, that's wrong. You know, even in the shop, man, there's certain discussions that we don't have, like the kickoff, and there are grown-ups in there amongst us. We can roll with it. But if they have some youngsters that's in there, and I know for a fact they're looking up to us, you know, and idolizing us, I'm not talking about that. I'm shutting it down.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, even if it was deep out, man, we was tripping at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things you just don't do. You don't brag on what you did in the past. You don't even talk about it. You eyes on, especially in the shop, you know?
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I said, Scoop, that's half of the reason why I got you here for that mindset. Because I know that I didn't see you be quick to turn up on somebody in the shop, and I didn't be seeing you quick to turn down on somebody like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? That's not the way to go. We're going to do it like this because, you know what I'm saying, it's a future involved in this. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate you for that one. Okay, so look, next topic. New Orleans. New Orleans. Which two of these movies, in your opinion, Drew, was more New Orleans?
That's my toss-up.
That's your toss-up?
That's my toss-up because I believe that both movies presented like two sides of the spectrum, you know, and they both had a realistic representation of what it is, of what New Orleans is. Right. You know, I just think that the difference is one is about kind of the other things about it, and this one is kind of like Baller Blockin was central to what I believe that every metropolis in the United States is. You know, but it's literally a part of New Orleans, and it is representative of what how New Orleans was and how New Orleans is. You know, well, especially in that time because you can relegate it to every project. You know, having the same storylines, just different characters. Yeah. You know, there's always some crooked cops. There was always some, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. Whereas, About It, they tried to kind of widen the spectrum a little bit. But I thought both of them were still representations of, what New Orleans was or what New Orleans is. Depending on who's looking at it.
Yeah. On my end, I would give it the Baller Blockin. Being you have the majority of things that's going on in the movie is reality.
Right.
The ones that we can pinpoint. It's reality. That's another reason why the city kind of suffers still. You know what I'm saying? Because of the decisions that are being made and the choices that we choose in everyday living. P with his movie, they had a lot of reality for us, like you being from New Orleans, like the second line and different things like that. It catches your attention only if you're from New Orleans or New Orleans.
Right.
And it's true in both movies. You can relate in different states. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down, certain things that may happen because it's a way of life, man. It's when you really look at certain parts of our lives as blacks, regardless of where you at, you're gonna feel it.
Right.
Regardless of what state you're in, what city, you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, it's like the names may be changed, but it's still the same sort of storyline, man. Just keeping it 100.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I definitely give it the Baller Blockin, man.
Okay, so initially when I seen this, I wanted to give it to I'm Bout It because of Dope Fiend Willie, because all that dope that they was moving in Baller Blockin, they ain't had no pipe head. I ain't see no pipe head there. You know what I'm saying? So that initially, but I unfortunately had to give it to Baller Blockin because Manny Fresh and that sound. And that sound is throughout the whole movie. And that sound, it pioneered New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? That sound had a golden era of New Orleans. So I definitely, you can't escape that. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape that bounce track or that bounce between any sound segment that's going on in the Baller Blockin. So for that reason, I gave it to Baller Blockin.
They go back and watch that movie now to catch them off guard because they'll see how long ago, you know what I'm saying, we've been rocking with the music. You know what I'm saying? Certain people that's in the industry right now that has connections to New Orleans that's using it. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, like that's what we came up with.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we don't get credit for.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that to me that's why I wound up have to give it to Baller Blockin. So we'll go into the last one, soundtrack before we give the overall view. Scoop, who had the better soundtrack between I'm Bout It and Baller Blockin?
Man, that's a hard one, bro. But the only reason why I would say Baller Blockin is, once again, it's a couple of years after. It's like 2000. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was hot. P and them, it was hot at that time in '97. They had a roster. They had, you know, cats from different cities that was on that Bout It soundtrack. But all in all, when you think about a soundtrack that you could just put on and let that thing run from the beginning to end, I would say Baller Blockin. P soundtrack, you know, is spreaded because you have like different artists from different places, like Cali and stuff like that. So more people can relate and they'll purchase it because of those artists that were on that soundtrack. But you know, when you're thinking about, like I said, just a CD or something like that you could just put on and just let that mug roll, like you said, it's Manny with his uniqueness, man.
Okay.
Give it to him.
Okay, Drew, what you got?
I'm going the same way. You know, like this Baller Blockin is just the sound of New Orleans. You know, there's no way about it. Manny Fresh is the pioneer to the sound itself. So you know, it's only and like I said, when I'm Bout It, you still have a Cali influence throughout the whole movie, like the movie and the soundtrack. You still have a Cali influence, you know, and Baller Blockin is just authentically New Orleans. You know, even with, you know, with everything, you know, it's just authentically New Orleans. And so when you talk about what is, you know, the soundtrack is just authentic. It's you know, it's where you can play it, you can pick it up at any time, and you know, you can rock to it to this day. Okay. You know, if you was a fan of the sound, you just gonna rock it.
Right.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? This is halfway a toss up, but it's not really, man. I'm gonna have to say both of you two niggas is crazy. I just gave Manny that shit for New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Because Manny is the sound of New Orleans. But if we going with a soundtrack, I'm gonna have to take y'all back to when I'm Bout It first came out. Do y'all forget that I'm Bout It was the big signing of Mystical to No Limit Records?
Yep.
Yo, the city was on fire. The city was on fire when that shit happened. Hold on. Do y'all know that I'm Bout It was the first time ever that you had Master P, UGK, and 8Ball and MJG on the track?
Yeah.
Like, that's some monumental shit. You know what I'm saying? For the whole South. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. Yeah, but I mean, it ain't the New Orleans sound.
Let's go a little deeper than that. Let's go with Down South Hustlers.
Yeah.
We go back and check out that double disc. It was fire.
Yeah, no.
You know, see, I'm not taking nothing away from P. Right. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, P is a genius, bro.
Yeah.
The dude just constantly showing you over and over again. But when you say the category is for us the soundtrack, you know what I'm saying? And we talking about some so New Orleans shit. Guess what? Still rocking with Baller Blockin. You can't go.
I mean, look, man. I ain't all the way bad. It ain't no wrong pick. It ain't. But nah, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm Bout It soundtrack. I want to say might be arguably better than any Master P CD he ever put out. Nigga, I'm Bout It had, oh my God. I'm Bout It had so much goodies.
I do not disagree with you by any means.
Right.
Now, if we talking about everywhere else in the world, the I'm Bout It soundtrack is yes. By nobody leaps and bounds.
We point back.
We talking about New Orleans.
We talking about New Orleans, big dog.
Yeah.
So in the nutshell, these niggas is trying to tell me, nigga, you live in Virginia.
You not saying that?
Nigga, you live in Virginia. Of course you gonna say
that. When you talk about New Orleans, when you talk about
actual discussion, it's about New Orleans. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But when you talk about New Orleans, you on some cash money shit. That's just what it is.
No, that's real though. That's real. That's very real. That's very real. You know what I'm saying? That is very real.
Cash money.
That's very real. You know what I'm saying? I be torn in between the two all the time when it comes to that type of shit. Because, you know what I'm saying? No limit is the truth. But that sound, man. That sound. Like, nigga, Manny Fresh is like crawfish on the beat. That's some New Orleans shit. You know what I'm saying?
And look, you still can't leave out, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole production of Pete. You know what I'm saying? Dude, say, bro. Epic, dog. I'm talking about it captured the world. Yeah. Taking it away from my dude. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He still had a sound of New Orleans when he did CDs down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear it. Like, they made you respect and appreciate their gangsters.
Yeah. No.
When you listen to, all right, let's go back to any party down here, you know what I'm saying? The radio spins every time a motherfucker pass in the car. Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
We'll say that. That's another combo for that. I got something for that. We got another combo for that. Hey, look. Hey, you ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me because I agree with that too. And this is what I like to say. I'm going to bring it back to New Orleans since y'all try to say that Virginia shit. How about this one? To me, man, gumbo, to me, they both like gumbo, right? You know what I'm saying? You get that good brown gumbo broth, you know what I'm saying, with all the good shit in it. That's cash money. You know what I'm saying? And then you get like somebody else that made some gumbo. It's good and shit, but you taste it, you be like, yo, it's good, but this is San Francisco-based sauce. That's it.
Say, you didn't put some Old Bay.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just San Francisco-based. It is still good. It got all the ingredients, and I eat that shit all day, but you know, it's just not what your grandma do. You know what I'm talking about? That's
with me, it only applies to that I'm Bout It soundtrack and Down South Hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you talk about the albums that he made that you can relate to in New Orleans, P stumped the game with. I'm talking about CD on top of CD every week. Every coming out with a new CD, a new artist, dog.
20 tracks.
He was killing
them.
He was killing them. So you listening to his music, and he's mothering New Orleans with him. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it was a good sound on top of that. And then what really made it official, you had artists that we knew that came from Big Boy Records. You know what I'm saying? He snatched them. He put them on. And the thing is, they whole layout. You know what I'm saying? You actually saw where they wasn't just rapping about it, they were living it. I'm talking about they had the money to show, they had the clothes, they had the cars, you know what I'm saying? They had everything to let you know that they was really on.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to dealing with Baby and them, you know what I'm saying? They had to roll with it for a few in order to get their change up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We witnessed that. We know that here.
Right.
But, yeah, man, like I told you, bro, P is a genius, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main reasons why we having this debate.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So look, that ties in, you know what I'm saying, before we get out here, all in all, Scoop, which one was the better movie to you?
The better movie to me, like I said, bro, it was I'm about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about it, dog. I got to roll with that, you know, because like I said, it every category that you spoke on, you know what I'm saying, it points back to me understanding every last bit of it. You know what I'm saying? And me being up close and personal with it, it's like, yeah, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? But to somebody else that had a different idea, understanding of how they wanted it to end for them, they may go with Baller Blockin because they don't see it end.
Right.
It's just more like, I'm going to run until they get me. I don't want to feel like that. I damn sure don't want to be like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You have all the money in the world, but you can't relax. You got to look over your shoulder. You got to run. You got to do. You like on some real Robin Hood shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather my ending be something like P shit opposed to dealing with Baby shit where I don't know how it's gonna end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm older now, bro. I want a happy ending. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. Shit.
But you know, that's why it's, for me it's a photo finish. It's like right here because you know I am into storylines that like just that the ending is not happy, and you know that the story is gonna still go. You know, in this thing, you know, you want to see, happy endings. You want to see, to know that there is an ability for, like people to get out the game or to try to, make it better for themselves.
Right.
It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm about it, photo finish, photo finishing like this, that, that 1 and 1A,
right.
sort of like type of thing, because I think, it just Baller Blockin in the progressive way left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, so it's just kind of like, I get it, so, yeah.
Okay, to me, I'm going to point out the obvious because, like I say, y'all two be wanting to go political and a nice route with this. I was young. Right? I was real young. I'm in high school when I'm Bout It came out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Bout It wins this hands down, fuck a photo finish, all that shit. Hands down, 3 words, ice cream party.
Right.
The ice cream party at the end of I'm Bout It was the motherfucking truth for a young man growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of every young man in New Orleans life. If you didn't experience the ice cream party, Baller Blockin didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? The ice cream party was the shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole story and all that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice tie. But did a motherfucker throw that at the end?
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 more watches.
Right.
Right there in itself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to go ahead and give it an out about it with that one. It's been a good one, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all once again for coming chopping it up, you know what I'm saying? Or Crescent City Confidential. You know what I mean? Convos and shit. I said confidential like hot spitter and shit. Drew, tell the people how they can follow you and shit.
Alright, well, the Fessel Drew Bayham is my handle on Instagram and Twitter. That's DAPHESSAH Drew Bayham. And whether it's Instagram and Twitter, and Drew Bayham on Facebook. My podcast is called Drew's Putting It Out There. Barbershop banner for like just philosophical ideas, and each guest, ties into each guest that I have, coming in. We kind of deep dive into a number of topics, and so Drew's Putting It Out There.
Drew's Putting It Out There, definitely. I'm gonna send me the link. I'm gonna definitely put that in the description. and all that other good shit. You know what I'm saying? For sure, definitely go. You just dropped the first episode. You probably be on episode number 2 by the time this will come out. So yeah, episode 2 probably just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely make sure y'all go check that out. Scoop, you want to tell them how they can follow you?
Oh man, just follow me on Instagram, Scoop the Ball. You know what I'm saying? D8 Ball.
Okay.
Screen. You can check me out on Facebook. D'Artagnan, Scoop the Ball. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is, man. I've been in the game for a long time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been 30 plus years, you know, and still going. So look me up, Google me or whatever, and it'll pop up. You'll see what's popping. I got some more stuff in store coming up. You know how I do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Scoop like to leave you short with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got something for that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right,
look, I'm in the lab right now.
Yeah, I see you. I see you. You know what I'm saying? I see you put it together. Put it together. Like I said, fellas, thanks again. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely find another topic. We gonna come at it, sit down and chop it up one more time and do this again. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely all love, man. On that note, man, it's Supreme Beast Boxer Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the mighty LDBC. And I'm about this thing, man.
When they told me throw my hands up, black man kill a black man, it's cool, they love that. Black man kill a white man, they sentencing him to death. White man kill a black man, then scream about self-defense. Break it down to manslaughter with all of the I wonder if Harriet Tubman had a chance. Would she have learned to do the anti-power dance? Wow, how quickly I would've went up in that water for her. Selling quarters, fuck sitting in the back of the bus. Bitch, give me this bus. I would've did more than fuss. I would've upped the big pistol. The greatest place in the world. The greatest place, why? The greatest place, why? The greatest place, why? The greatest place in the world. The greatest place, why?